Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the KBW podcast What If episode. My name is KAGE, a.k.a. Fuego Del Sol, and I'll be joined by my partners, AK-47, the Bulldozer, and Big Time Mike. On last week's episode, both Big Time Mike and KAGE gave their storylines of what would have happened if KBW would have kept going after Bloodthirsty's pay-per-view back in 2014. And now this week, we're going to hear from AK-47 and the Bulldozer. I hope you enjoy it. Each week we are brought to you by the KBW membership. On YouTube here, you can subscribe to get videos earlier than everyone else, to see never before seen matches, and to help us fund a KBW reunion show at the end of the year. We're saving up all the money from the membership each month and trying to make sure we get everybody together for one big KBW show and more KBW matches. And we wouldn't be able to do this without our highest tier, our producer level, our difference maker tier. If you sign up at the $20 level like these men, you can help fund this podcast and get your name shouted out at the beginning of the show. Our producers are Michael Baxley, K. DJ Murder, Prince MT3, Big Time Mike, Man Ray, Jax Allen, NYEROH, Birdo32, Ash Crimson, and the One-Eyed God. We thank you so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy part 2 of KBW, What Would Have Happened.
Yeah, but that was great. I'm going to preface this, Big Time and Fuego Del Sol, KAGE. There's a reason why KAGE was mostly booking all the shows and not me. I'm just gonna preface this. That way, don't take mine too seriously. But I did have some fun with it. I think I did have some cool storylines going in there. But first pay-per-view, 4-way. I got Dozer winning the 4-way. I think you had that as well.
So we're similar on that.
They got one more for me than I got for myself, bro.
Yeah, I kind of got Dozer on a little run as well. I ain't gonna lie. And I got Big Time Mike and the Great Dane 1-on-1 in this pay-per-view.
Okay.
Because it's got Pitbull, and I kind of wanted to get that started, that storyline, that thread, the enforcers. Pitbull was like, you know what? I don't need to fight Big Time right now. Great Dane, you take care of him for me. So I got more respect for myself to get in that match. I think Great Dane, I feel like you can handle Big Time. Like, I don't even need to handle him type of thing. So you can handle that. You can handle it. So Great Dane versus Big Time. Big Time beats Great Dane. So it's still pay-per-view number 1. Mick the Brick and T-Rex tag team title match against Bama Kid and Pac-Man. I got, Renegades winning that. Mick the Brick and T-Rex.
So we've all so far gave the belts back to the Renegades, which is a fun little...
Yeah, exactly. D-Man and Hazard 1-on-1 pay-per-view. D-Man beats Hazard for the Native American title.
Something similar that I had. I like this as well.
This is where it goes off the rails.
Uh-oh.
This is a personal Hazard storyline we're going down. I don't know what you want to call it. Hazard has a change. Call it a sex change.
Uh-oh.
Call it whatever you want to call it. He transitions into something else. However you want to interpret that, go ahead. He transitions from the orange morph suit to a green morph suit and calls himself Toxic. Okay. Now.
Toxic.
So he changed himself to Toxic, right? And he's looking for himself. And I'm gonna do a lot of bits for Hazard with his change and everything. So he changes, and the whole storyline with Hazard is gonna be like this, like the funny side thing going on. I want some comedic. There's gonna be a lot of cool like matches going on, but I want like a comedy thing going on. So I got Hazard, trying to find love. He needs love. He needs a partner. He's looking for someone he can be intimate with. Okay? So Hazard's got that going on for himself. So I want to have like him meeting people with different morph suits on. Like he find someone in purple morph suit, and they're he'd have Hazard at a bar or Hazard at a restaurant. Just funny little bits like that. Just like,
man, I hope you had the budget for these morph suits, because I wouldn't have paid for them.
They're not that much.
I know we would have been making money online or still, so we probably could have done.
You would have paid for them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Walt Jacobs store.
So that's Hazard's thing going on, right? So after that, I got Bama Kid versus Maxzilla, hardcore title. Bama Kid wins. He keeps the hardcore belt. First pay-per-view done. All right, next pay-per-view.
Wait, who did you say you just wrestled?
Bama Kid versus Magzilla for the hardcore title.
Okay.
So I needed a hardcore match. Magzilla's there. Bama Kid. I figured they could have a pretty good match. You know, Bama Kid retains there.
So he loses the tag titles but keeps the big titles.
Yeah.
The hardcore title. Okay.
All right.
Moving on to the next pay-per-view.
This is where it gets kind of crazy with Dozer. Bulldozer.
AK?
You hear me?
I think he's froze up.
Mm-hmm. I think he froze up too. Yeah, his number stopped.
I'm still recording, so y'all can't hear me?
He's gonna have to leave the call and come back.
Yeah, he is.
Hold on.
Oh, snap.
Can y'all hear me?
Let me call him. Oh, here it comes. All right. You're back.
Yeah, I heard y'all was saying I was frozen and everything. And I said...
Yeah, you froze. All right, continue. So from the spot where you said, okay, I'm going to start it back playing right. Okay, so he kept the belt, the hardcore title, but lost. All right, so where do you go for the next pay-per-view?
Next pay-per-view, that's why I said, I know you got Dozer on a crazy run. I also got Dozer. This is what gets crazy, even more crazy, I think, than what KAGE did for Dozer. So, Bulldozer has a gauntlet match to retain
for the title.
Yes, we all think we deserve the title shot. It's like it was, of course, it was a fluke. Big Time Mike is pissed off. KAGE is pissed off. He lost. He has his rematch clause. Big Time Mike deserves it. I feel like I deserve it. So,
why does Big Time deserve it?
Huh?
Do you mean Paul Wall? Or do you mean Big Time?
Paul Wall. I mean Paul Wall. This is what.
Okay.
I don't want to say Big Time.
Damn.
Paul Wall.
That's it.
Big Time will get in there. But anyways, so Bulldozer and me go 1-on-1. I'm the first up. Bulldozer beats me. Right after the match, KAGE comes in. He has to beat KAGE. So Dozer's in the gauntlet against me, KAGE, and Paul Wall, basically. Beats KAGE in a crazy battle. KAGE and Bulldozer, execution style. It was insane. Bulldozer has hardly nothing left. And who's he have to fight at the end? Paul Wall, his biggest rival at the time. It's like, how can I get out of this? Paul Wall's fresh. Paul Wall's ready. He's got Bulldozer after beating a.k.a. and KAGE, two of the top pillars of KBW. How can Bulldozer do this? Bulldozer resilient in this match. Paul Wall hits him with a wall breaker. Bulldozer kicks out. Paul Wall with a Paul Wall bomb. And I don't know if Bulldozer would take this, but on the outside where the cans are in the corner, Paul Wall bomb on the cans. Boom. It's got to be over. He rolls Dozer in the ring. Big. 1-2. Dozer kicks out. There's no way. Paul Wall then.
You trying to turn this man babyface? Goddamn.
Paul Wall's like, I gotta do something, right? He's like, I don't normally go this route. I usually use my fist, but this big man can't go down. He gets a steel chair. He's like, he's contemplating. He's like, I don't know. Should I do this or should I not? He contemplated too long. Bulldozer low blows him. Bam. Package pile driver on the steel chair. 1, 2, 3. Beats Paul Wall. He beats a.k.a. KAGE and Paul Wall in the same night.
In a
gauntlet match.
I would never book a gauntlet match at a pay-per-view, but I'm trying to just in my head, how can I make this happen? I'm like, well, maybe Mr. O is like, you beat. He's like, I beat them all in the same night. I beat them all in the same night in the 4-way. He's like, you didn't beat them all in the same night. If you want to beat them all in the same night, how about we do this? How about we have a gauntlet match?
Like,
see if you can beat them all in the same.
No way, I'm not doing that. It's like, Mr. O, you're doing it, and that's what we're booking. So, and Mr. O,
I don't know if I would have physically had the energy for that kind of match, guys. To be honest with you, like, God,
they had to squash the first one.
Yeah,
first one had to be.
Each match would be like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, it wouldn't be like a crazy like 30-40 minute each time. Like it'd be a. Anyways, so after that, crazy. But of course, I'd be the main event. I'm kind of going from main event to down anyway. Big Time has the number one contender spot versus Pitbull. Pitbull and Big Time going for the number one contender spot for the title. So and this starts, Great Dane, he loses. Now, Big Time versus Pitbull. Pitbull's all right, I got him this time. Don't worry about it, Great Dane. You did your thing, but I can beat Big Time Mike. And on top of that, Mr. O, I think I deserve a title shot. You got Big Time in here. You got Bulldozer in here. KAGE and a.k.a. is always in the mix. Where's my title shot, huh? I am the enforcer. I should be in the title picture. So Big Time Mike and Pitbull go at it one-on-one. But Big Time Mike beats Pitbull right there for the number one contender spot. So Big Time is the number one contender right now. So, what else do I have? Hazard and Pac-Man. You got, I think I'm going to do Hazard and Pac-Man 4-way, Make the Brick and T-Rex. It's going to be for the, For the Native American title. Right?
You had D-Man win the belt.
D-Man won. Yeah, that's right. D-Man won. So that's what it was. It was D-Man, Hazard, and Pac-Man in a triple threat for the title,
Native American title.
And then I think D-Man retains. No wait, that's I don't know where I'm at right now. Let's skip that for a second. I got Mick the Brick and T-Rex defends the titles against Pitbull and Great Dane. So I had a double book Pitbull here, but that's there and there. And I think I still got Mick the Brick T-Rex winning that. Then I got the Beast versus Bama Kid in a hardcore title. Bama Kid wins that. Then Maxzilla and D-Man have a match for the Native American title. And I got D-Man beating Maxzilla for that. I don't know why I put 4-way here. I think it's just a Hazard and Pac-Man, just one-on-one. And I think Hazard is going to retain there. But wait, actually,
Hazard doesn't have a belt.
No,
he doesn't have a belt,
right.
so he can't retain. It's just Hazard versus Pac-Man in one-on-one. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm trying. I wrote something. I don't know if I put it in. Where's it at? Because I remember this being in here, but I don't know where I put it. Where in the world did I put this? Okay, this is where I put it. All right, I guess it's down. So erase the Hazard and Pac-Man match. We didn't need to have that match for this one. Okay, it's later down now. All right, so the third pay-per-view is the Rumble, right? Going to the Rumble. Big Rumble. I got KAGE winning the Royal Rumble. That's when the Renegades turn on me, is in the Rumble. It's me and KAGE.
Oh, wow.
It's me and KAGE, Maxzilla, D-Man, Dozer, Mick the Brick, and T-Rex. I was like the final 7. So it's like, we're all in there.
Wait a minute. Dozer's
What?
the champ.
No, wait, you're right. Dozer's the champ. I'm all over the place. I told you I'm not a great pick. I keep losing people in the shuffle. I'm trying to get everybody in. I was like, Rumble, everyone should be in there, but you're right, Dozer's the champ. Anyway, that can be the final 6. Dozer's out of it. Well, the main thing is, it comes down to the final 3 again. It's like, no way it's deja vu. Maxzilla, a.k.a. and KAGE. There's no way this has happened again. So, a.k.a. and KAGE going at it. Boom, boom, boom. Here comes the Renegades. Like, oh, they go get KAGE out of here. I'm like, yeah, get him out. They turn, they look at me and say, nah, you're getting out of here. We're done with you. They throw me out. Boom. There's a big scuffle out of nowhere. Maxzilla, no way he's going to do it again. Tries to throw KAGE out the last second. KAGE almost goes off, hangs on, kicks back up, throws Maxzilla out. KAGE wins. It's like, oh, we're not doing this again. So KAGE wins the Rumble there. That leads to the next review. I only got, Dozer beats Big Time. That's what it goes to. It's Big Time Mike versus Bulldozer. Big Time got the number one contender spot. That's when Dozer beats Big Time because Pitbull interferes in that match. He costs us Big Time.
I was about to say it's heel versus heel, so
yeah,
you have to have some type of babyface being involved.
Yeah, Pitbull comes in and interferes in that match. I think Pitbull, honestly, I'll put Pitbull as the referee in that match. Then that'd be how Pitbull, screws over Big Time. All right, we're going to the next pay-per-view. Big Time Mike and Pitbull had that big feud. That's when we already had Big Time beating Pitbull. This time we have a rematch. Pitbull. And Pitbull beats Big Time in this one. Pitbull gets his win back. Then we got Cage.
This is that Revolution. So
Yeah.
this is a pay per view. The next, okay.
Yeah, next pay-per-view. I just have him as
Cage versus Bulldozer again, or
yeah,
what?
Cage versus Bulldozer right here because you won the Royal Rumble. Bulldozer's ready to defend his title. So finally, we had the gauntlet match earlier. Dozer gets the win on Cage. Rematch. Cage versus Dozer. Dozer wins again.
God damn, I'm a jobber, bro.
Yeah.
Start saying Goldberg. Dozer.
Dozer.
Dozer with the win there. Then here we go. This is where it gets another. We're back to Hazard and his love triangle thing going on. So Hazard finds love, ladies and gentlemen, with the Beast.
I knew you.
And we're like, and the whole thing is like, who's Beauty? Because Beast is already Beast. But you got Hazard here. He's like,
Is it like a Billy and Chuck thing where like Beast doesn't know that they're gay to each other?
Exactly.
Or is it like he really is in love with him?
Exactly. Hazard's.
Or he doesn't know that he's what toxic is at this moment. Is toxic a woman? Is toxic
exactly.
a man?
Beast
toxic.
is conflicted. Beast is conflicted.
Love is love.
Yeah, Beast is conflicted.
Toxic comes out with a pink morph suit.
So Beast is conflicted about this. He's like, I don't know. It's like we had our run-ins with Hazard, but now you're toxic now. So what are we doing here? And Beast is like, I really do like green. It's like I'm kind of into that. And Toxic is kind of being more, nice to Beast. And Beast is like, I kind of is receptive to it. He's like, this is good. He's like, I'm done with AK. The Renegades are falling apart. I need someone else by my side. And you know what? We can put our differences aside. You had a change of heart, and I have a change of heart. Let's be partners. And as soon as Beast said, let's be partners, Hazard, or Toxic now, takes it to the extreme.
Literally, instead of,
yes, exactly. So the whole time,
this is great.
Toxic is thinking he is in a relationship with the Beast. The Beast doesn't know this. The Beast is like,
we're partners as in tag partners.
He thinks it's platonic.
Exactly.
This is great. This is great. So
this is gonna be like I said, it's gonna be like a comedic like storyline throughout the whole entire year. So
this is something we probably would have added. Actually,
yeah. it's just so good. So they formed a tag team, right? Who has the okay? So they do that. Then Mick the Brick and T-Rex handicap match against me in this pay-per-view. So I'll go against Mick the Brick and T-Rex in a handicap match. They going at me, beat me up for a while. They're like, but T-Rex is conflicted about this whole entire thing. Mick the Brick is the one that's really wanted this. He was the main one that drove. He's like in the background. I can back up a little bit. Why they turned on me. Mick the Brick is tired of my shit. He's like, AK doesn't have it anymore. I see it in him. He's lost the belt. He's lost his confidence. We need a leader, and I can be the leader. And T-Rex is like, I don't know, man. AK's been there for us. But Mick the Brick is constantly convincing T-Rex to do this. But T-Rex is like, I
love this.
Yeah.
I love this because, like, in mine, I have Mick the Brick turning babyface. But in yours, you have him being, like, the heel guy who's leading this.
Yeah, exactly.
I like both of these ideas. Continue.
So he's, like, talking to T-Rex, like, bro, we got to do this. It's like, it's time. It's like, we're done. It's like, we are the tag team champs. Follow my lead. We don't need AK. I can be our leader. It's like, back to the Ferocious Tag Team. Back to where we started. We don't need AK to lead us. We're grown men now, type of thing. And T-Rex is like, man, AK's done a lot for us, though. We won't be in these spots to run for him. It's like, don't worry about it. We got this. Like, just do what I tell you to do, and everything will be fine. So T-Rex is always conflicted about this. So we had the handicap match. Mick the Brick and T-Rex. Every time Mick the Brick does something, he tells T-Rex, hey, come on, do this. T-Rex is like, all right. They do double team moves. T-Rex is constantly in the match saying, I'm sorry, AK, I'm sorry. Like, he's like, and then Big Joe's like, stop apologizing. We need to beat him. Then eventually, Mick the Brick and what was their I'm blanking on their tag team move.
The Apocalypse.
They're going for the Apocalypse. It's like, get him up. Big the Brick's like, get him up for the Apocalypse. And T-Rex like, that's too overkill, bro. We don't need to do. He's done. AK's done, bro. Like, we're good. We did it. It's like, no, bro. Hit him with Apocalypse and finish it. Like, we need to take him off the board. And T-Rex is like, I don't know, man. Then eventually they like Make the Brick gets in T Rex's face. They're arguing. I come behind Make the Brick, low blow and roll him up. 1, 2, 3. I scurry out. I beat him in the handicap match. And T Rex and Make the Brick is like at odds. As Make the Brick is pissed off at T Rex, and it's kind of going to lead to them having a little feud later on. So Renegades is pretty much broken up at this point. I got Paul Wall versus Pac-Man for the number 1 contender spot now. And I got I think that Paul Wall versus Pac-Man for the number 1 contender spot, and that goes to a draw. So they both basically, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna be like a last man standing thing or like somehow they both knock each other out and it goes to a draw. And so we don't know who the number 1 contender is. Like, what the hell are we gonna do with that? D-Man still defends. He beats Great Dane for the Native American title. D-Man's still the Native American champion. He's on a run right now in the Native American Championship. He's doing his thing. Let's see. Who do I have? Oh yeah, this is what Hazard finds love. That's when Beast and Bama Kid have a rematch for the hardcore title. I don't know if it's a rematch, but Beast and Bama Kid have a match for the hardcore title. And Hazard tries to get the Beast to win by so Hazard. I guess I keep calling him Hazard. Toxic, yeah. So Beast and Bama Kid having a match. Toxic has this great idea. It's like I got this. It's like I will give you. It's like basically like managing Beast, and Beast is like pumped up, and Bama Kid super kicks Beast out of the ring. Bama Kid is pumped up, kind of like celebration. Toxic picks Beast up. Toxic's like, you got, I'm mimicking or whatever.
Pantomizing. Yeah. Yep.
Then Toxic gives Beast a kiss on the lips. Like, I'm not gonna.
I'm about it.
And boom, and Beast and Toxic thinks he's gonna like this, and Beast is kind of like shell shocked, like, what's going on? And Toxic's like, yeah, go in. It's like, and Beast is like, then Bama Kid, sliced bread, retains the title. So Beast is now conflicted. But after the match, Beast looks at Toxic in a way is like, I think I might like this. But I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but I think I might be into this. So they're still kind of a thing.
Okay. Which pay-per-view is this?
This was the fourth.
Number 3 still?
This was the fourth.
Okay, fourth. So this is all or nothing. Okay.
Yeah, so now we will into the finale. Basically the fifth one, right?
So who's your number 1 contender coming out of there? Was Pac-Man versus Paul Wall?
It was a draw, so we don't know who the number 1 contender is yet.
Okay.
So that's why it leads to the big pay-per-view.
Was I not on this pay-per-view? Or was it me versus Bulldozer again on this?
Oh yeah, one? It's you versus Bulldozer.
Okay.
And
okay.
Anyways, so that happens. So going to the next pay-per-view, just like I got Hazard losing to Pitbull at the hardcore title. So I got Pitbull. So I think Hazard and I wanted a comedic thing with Toxic and Pitbull leading into this one. So Pitbull kind of gets involved with the Beast and has a Toxic storyline. He's like, "What the hell is this? What is this?" It's like, I'm not about this. This is wrong. We don't need to be doing this. And like, so he's having funny comedic stuff with us this whole entire time. And Toxic and Pitbull go at it for the hardcore title. Then best when Pitbull, it's like, takes the hardcore championship from Toxic, and we have leaving Pitbull as our hardcore champion. But Make the Brick and T-Rex still have the tag team championships at this point, but they're at odds. So they say, we don't want to be the tag team champs anymore. It's like, how can we do this then? It's like, how about this? Tag team champs form into one championship, and just against us, we just vacate it. And we just go one-on-one. Who's the bigger man? Who's like this whole both belts basically, the tag titles. And I got Make the Brick, Big and T-Rex in that because they're like, we don't want to face anybody. There's really no one to face. Everyone's kind of out of it. But Toxic and Beast are like, no. We want to tag team each other. We want to go for the tag team belts. So like Beast and them are out of it. So what can we do? So all right, we vacate the title. How about we have Pitbull and Great Dane now against Hazard and the Beast for the tag team championships, and that's when Hazard and the Beast get the tag team titles there. They're loving it. They're having a great time. And Beast finally is like kisses him back. Yeah, basically. And then they kind of go off in the sunset, and it's kind of like hilarious. And so that's gonna be a fun time. Then I got Maxzilla and D-Man going at it 1-on-1 for the Native American title. They're kind of building up. You know, Maxzilla and D-Man, they had their ups and downs. They've been tag teams, but D-Man loses to Maxzilla. We got Maxzilla ending it with the Native American title in his hands. Now we get to the big pay-per-view. We get to the big match. I know it's probably not going to sound like how is this all going to work? Like, why is all these people in the match or wherever? But I told you, Paul Wall and Pac-Man, they had a contenders match.
Draw.
It was a draw.
Yeah.
So they're like, what can we do with this? Dozer beat Cage, but he cheated. And Cage is like, I feel cheated out of it. Right?
Cage can't keep getting these rematches.
So Cage...
What a loser, bro.
It's the ownership clause.
Just take a loss, dog. I'm like Christian one more time. Just one more time.
And I think I deserve it because, like, Renegade's turned on me. I should have won the Royal Rumble. What the hell? I had, like, it's like that should have been my moment. I should have got the Royal Rumble match. And Big Time Mike is just there. No, I'm kidding. Big Time Mike is in the match. He deserves it. He's been, like I said, on this run, beating Pitbull, dealing with him. Then we get a 6-way match between Dozer, me, Cage, Big Time, Paul Wall, and Pac-Man for the title. Huge 6-way match. It's like we thought the 4-way was big. No, we upping it. It's gonna be 6. Like, these are the top 6 people in KBW. They all need to be fighting for the title. There are probably different ways I could have got this where it made more sense. But anyway.
Yeah, it was a little bit incoherent. I love how his Toxic and B storyline has more thought than the World Heavyweight Championship storyline.
Sometimes things just work out.
You can tell he really loved Hazard.
No doubt.
I did love that character a lot. So I wanted him to have like a fun thing. But yes, like a 6-way for the title. Craziness. So I thought about this. Like, you got Cage and AK kind of going 1-on-1 in the 6-way. So we got us grouped together. You got Bulldozer, Paul Wall kind of group there. You got Big Time, Pac-Man, and we got all interchange. Like, it's gonna be crazy, like, interchangement. Like, oh, now AK and Big Time are gonna have a spot. And you got Pac-Man and Cage having a spot, and Bulldozer and Cage having like an execution thing, and AK and Paul Wall having a little beat. So they all kind of like everyone's. Because I know the 6-way is kind of gonna be hard to like have all of us in the ring at the same time. So I'm trying to like separate it like that. Have like different people having different spots with different people. But at the end, Big Time Mike has me and Cage both in an ankle lock. He got us both. Like, I got both of y'all like by the ankles. So I'm trying to tap us both out. Bulldozer spears Big Time Mike out of that. Boom, big spear. Here comes Paul Wall. Paul Wall bomb on the Bulldozer. Boom. I get back up. Headshot Paul Wall. Bang. Cage gets up. Hits it with the big DDT.
DDT.
Boom. He says, no, I'm not done. Facelift. Bang. Says, no, I'm not done. Hits me with the Canadian Destroyer. I take the awesome knockout. Bam. I'm out of it. Cage, this is your moment. 1, 2, Big Time's back up. Got the ankle lock on Cage. Cage is like, no, I needed this. It's like, boom, ankle lock. Cage taps out. Big Time Mike is the last champion, World Heavyweight Champion at the final pay-per-view. Boom, there you go. That's what I got.
Okay. There's some good stuff in there. There's some bad stuff in it. Like, you never had Pac-Man cash in the Money in the Bank.
I forgot all about the Money in the Bank. Because, I forgot all about him cashing in. So I probably had that.
But we're deep in. We're deep in right now. So let's jump to Bulldozers. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and jump to the Bulldozers. I definitely think we're going to take a little bit that we like from everybody's. But let's hear what Bulldozers got to say. Let's try to run through this one pretty fast.
Well, no, we all got 30 minutes, so I'm going to take I do want to say a couple comments before I get started on mine. I've been looking forward to this episode since we brought the idea. Mm-hmm. I love this shit. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is probably my favorite part about KBW was the late nights, planning the stuff that was going to happen, talking about the stuff. So I'm very excited for it. And then the second thing I want to say is I, for the premise of the setup of mine, I know you always call yourself a heel, but I don't really set you up as a heel in mine. You're more of the LA Knight, the Stone Cold, don't really give a damn.
Slowly get
Twinner,
over.
don't really give a damn who you piss off. Big time Mike's is big time Mike. So starting off, after Bloodthirsty, obviously, we're setting up the Fatal 4-Way. During that time, we're setting up the Fatal 4-Way, and after the Money in the Bank, I also want to set up kind of tension between Pac-Man and Bama Kid, right? Like, Bama Kid's happy for him, but, Pac-Man kind of screwed him, but it's kind of like you said. And that's what I want to say, too. I love how, because none of us talked before this, besides me and Mike, we talked a little, but I love hearing from everybody and how we don't necessarily know what all we wrote, but how connected, some of the
Some of
things
this
are.
is.
Yeah, so you'll hear it with mine how similar it was to all of you guys to an extent. So anyway, we're setting up for that. So we're going to the new pay-per-view. We have the Fatal 4-Way. We have Paul Wall winning the World Heavyweight Championship. That's who I have winning it. I think he deserved it. He was over at the time. People loved him. Been a great championship win for him. Then I got the tag title that night. I should have done the Fatal 4-Way for the main event, but whatever. Tag title that night. With the tensions rising between Bama Kid and Pac-Man, they lose to Ferocious Tag Team. And Renegades.
So we all got Renegades winning the belts back. We all got them back.
Yep.
But also that same pay-per-view, because he's double champ, Bama Kid has to defend the
hardcore
championship, and he loses it from D-Man. So he's a double loser that night. Yeah. So he's the Bama Kid double loser that night. Also, I got Big Time Mike coming into the scene, fighting Hazard, winning the Native American Championship from him, just to kind of start setting him up as a contender.
So nothing for Great Dane and Pitbull, huh?
No, nothing for them in that pay-per-view, but I do get into them. So then we go back to the regular scheduled matches. I have the Ferocious Tag Team off of their title win. They're bigoted, they're renegades, whatever. They got beef with Pitbull and Great Dane because of all the Mr. O stuff. Mr. O says he runs the spot. Pitbull's always coming in giving orders. So they viciously attacked them backstage. Hurt Great Dane. Knock him out of commission. And then during that span of also, they have Paul Wall holds the number one contenders tournament for his title, World Heavyweight Championship. Run through some superstars. Lo and behold, Bama Kid wins number one contender, World Heavyweight Championship for Paul Wall's World Heavyweight Championship. And then we get to Renegade Revolution. And it is a Renegade Revolution indeed. I would not change the name of this pay-per-view because of the way I have it. So, first I have Big Time Mike fighting the Beast for the Native American Championship. He loses because the Renegades interfere. Cost him the title. I should backtrack a little bit. So during the time where, Great Dane got knocked out of commission, the first tag team are terrorizing Pitbull every week. And they tell him, if you can find a partner, you can face us for the championship at Renegade Revolution. Well, Renegade Revolution comes, Pitbull comes out, lo and behold, my music hits.
Oh shit.
Pit Bulldozer
Here we go.
forms, little tag team. I kind of turn face here. We fight them. But again, Renegade interference, and we lose the match. a.k.a. Beast comes out, costs the match. All right. Then we got AK. I got him facing D-Man for the Hardcore Championship. AK beats D-Man, wins the Hardcore Championship. And then main event, Bama Kid versus Paul Wall, World Heavyweight Championship. Vicious match. Great match. Two guys, they going at it. In the end, Bama Kid wins. Tough match. Barely beats Paul Wall.
You
Music
just left
hits.
Cage off this goddamn pay-per-view?
I forgot. My bad. I meant to say. I forgot. See, I'm back. I'm skipping here. After our big fatal 4-way, Cage, I forgot to say. I'm sorry. You take a hiatus. You
So
no
Big
longer.
Time
Jesus.
and Dozer
Yeah, I
got
mean,
Cage's
I mean,
Dog, they just got me dipping
listen,
out now.
listen.
I
I'm
had you in
sorry,
the
bro.
Royal
I had to
Rumble.
do it. I had to do it. But yeah, and we'll get back to you, Cage. But at this moment, you're taking a hiatus. After that big thing. Anyway,
God
back to
damn. It's my
Renegade
company.
Revolution. Bama Kid wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Paul Wall that night. He's finally done it. The kid's finally done it. Pac-Man's music hits, cashes in, Money in the Bank, beats Bama Kid that night. Effectively breaking up their tag team.
Does he turn heel or is it not a full heel turn?
Yeah, no, I mean it's obviously a heel turn. I feel like you do that, that's a heel turn. It's got to be. And do I like Pac-Man as a heel? Not necessarily, but and again, it goes back to I love how we all kind of have had in ours these two going at each other to an extent. Anyway, after that, Renegade Revolution, AK comes out with his Hardcore Championship, and he says, we've rebranded this title once. We're rebranding it again. It's no longer the Hardcore Championship. This is the new top championship in KBW, the KBW Championship. Whoever holds the world championship isn't even worthy of this championship. He hypes it up. AK's championship is the new, which effectively means the Renegades hold every major title except the World Heavyweight Championship. They hold the tag titles, the Native American Child title, the newly formed KBW title. And obviously they screwed everybody over and that they faced in the Renegade Revolution. So this pisses Mr. O off. This pisses everybody in the back off. And this sets up for All or Nothing, Team KBW versus the Renegades. And I have Team KBW being Bulldozer and Pitbull because they got screwed over, with Big Time Mike, who also got screwed over, with an addition of Paul Wall. And then I just have Team KBW winning that match. The reason I put them winning that match is because I want to add the stipulation of, if the Renegades won, then they effectively take control of KBW, which was their ultimate goal back in the day. But if Team KBW wins, everyone in that match gets a title shot of their choosing. So that's what I want to stipulate for that match. And so Team KBW wins. Also on All or Nothing. Also on All or Nothing, I have Pac-Man and Bama Kid. Obviously, this has been built up for weeks with their back and forth. And finally, in a clean match, I have Bama Kid winning the world title, beating Pac-Man. And at the end, that's why I said I didn't know if I wanted Pac-Man going full heel. Because at the end, I kind of wanted to shake hands, hug it out. Anyway, after that, I have Royal Rumble 3. This is where I place Royal Rumble 3 in mine. I changed it from you guys. So I kind of place it right before Blood, Sweat, and Tears instead of Hardcore Highway.
Yeah, I come back with the Rumble, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
So Royal Rumble 3, Cage returns, shocks the world, hadn't heard from this man half the year, wins the Royal Rumble. I got AK feuding with Paul Wall. Just kind of give Paul something to do here, I guess, for his newly KBW championship. AK wins in classic AK fashion. I have, again, it's hard skipping to the main pay-per-views, right? Because I feel like it needs weeks of setup for these matches I'm talking about. Anyway, but also in World War 3, I have Beast defending the Native American title against Hazard. And Big Time Mike. So after Bama Kid won the World Heavyweight Championship, he comes out back to celebrate that next week. And here comes Big Time Mike with, wait for it, his shit talking. And so him and Bama Kid get into a feud. Leads to the title match at Royal Rumble 3. Big Time Mike wins the World Heavyweight Championship. All right.
You ain't letting these championships keep holding nothing, dog. Everybody's losing the belt next month.
That's what I'm saying. That's my thing, right? I just felt like everybody deserved the belt.
You're trying to reward everybody. You're trying to reward everybody.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's go back to that. So Fall Wall, the reason he faced AK for the title is because that was his title shot for Team KBW. Same thing with Big Time Mike. He faced Bama Kid because that was his title shot for Team KBW. And so Pitbull was trying to convince Dozer to, rematch Ferocious Tag Team for their tag titles, but Dozer, I'm not for it. I don't want to do it.
No, I'm going after this
So anyway,
KBW belt.
Right, exactly. So we skip forward. Cage comes back, wins the Royal Rumble. All right, we're setting up for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So that's when I say, I want a shot at the KBW title. And then you come out and you're like, well, I won the Royal Rumble. I want a shot at the KBW title. Well, then
Not
Big
the
Time
World
Mike comes out and he's
Championship.
like,
Really?
yeah, Big Time Mike comes out and he's like, what the hell? I got the World Heavyweight Championship. One of y'all need to be fighting for my title. What makes the KBW title better than the World Heavyweight title? It's been here longer. It's always been the best title. Just because AK's got it, And so it kind of sets up again the
four-way for
finale
both
of
belts.
what we want. The 4-way for both belts between Cage, Dozer, AK, and Big Time. And then, so before I get to the finish of that, I have D-Man. It's just something to do for the Native American Championship. And I love how we all have D-Man with the Native American Championship, but I have him win the finale with the Native American Championship in a ladder match with, I guess, some of the other guys. We just had to give them some stuff to do. And then I have Pitbull finally using his title shot on the tag titles in Great Dane's return versus the Ferocious Tag Team. They win. They win the tag titles in Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And then in the finale, again, Fatal 4-Way between us four. I have Big Time Mike winning both titles, undisputed United Champion, KBWNs. So.
Okay. So the only thing I don't like about your booking is that it's just all over the place. There's like new champ every single month.
Yeah, there was a new champ and the only one I made consistent, if you pay attention, is the Renegades. That's the one I wanted to make consistent. They pretty much kept the titles.
No, they didn't. They all lost the belts and then they won the belts again.
What do you mean? Well, AK
they lost the belts at first.
No, they lost the.
They lost.
So AK lost the Fatal 4-Way, but then they all pretty much won like after that. And
they all lost the belts until Renegade Revolution, and then Renegade Revolution they all win the belts. Is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, Renegade Revolution. They all win the belts.
Okay.
Which that was my first pay-per-view after the 4-way pay-per-view.
4-way.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Most of you guys will Rumble.
So let's vote on what we think's the best stuff, and let's try to book this out together.
All right.
AK, I want to pitch something to you, okay?
All right.
Instead of Hazard turning into Toxic, what if we introduce a Toxic to team with Hazard?
That's why I asked about debuts. You said before. You said
I wouldn't hate that. I could put on a morph suit. Somebody could put on a morph suit. Pac-Man could put on a morph suit.
That's what I was thinking.
Somebody puts on a morph suit. No, not those. But just like if they could team up, that would be cool because then you could have another tag team, and they could still do this storyline where Hazard doesn't know how to feel about.
Yeah, exactly.
This dude.
Like
look,
so maybe we do something like this.
I want to play on that and be like, do the love story with Toxic and Hazard, and then they wind up falling in love, kind of like AK says. And then we get a third person with a morph suit come out like it's their baby.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that would be great. You got to get the colors. Does orange and red? What does orange and something make?
Green.
Oh god, no orange.
Green.
Orange.
You could do if it was yellow and blue, you could do green.
Green. I was gonna say, is there two prime? Orange is not a primary color, right? It's yellow and red makes orange. Damn.
It'd be red.
Yep. I guess you could do red and yellow. Red and orange, and then have a yellow kid, which would be funny, right?
Yeah.
Something of that nature.
We could have had like
that would be funny.
Or
if there's a half and half, there's a half and half morph suit that you can get half red, half
like
green.
Maxilla.
Yeah, make Maxilla. Yeah, just a little person come out.
That would be hilarious, bro. What are we thinking about doing with this world title? Once we got what storylines y'all like the most? Do you think we should definitely?
I think we are coherent in a Bama Kid Pac-Man feud.
Nah, for sure.
Everybody was coherent in that.
I think that's probably the most has the most fluid build all the way through. It's got the
Absolutely.
biggest payoff. I think it's got the biggest payoff out of all of them.
Yeah.
I like that Dozer goes on a run. Me and AK both had Dozer going on a run.
I didn't have me. I kind of had me as a side person in most of mine. I love that you guys had me as like a main fucking person.
Dude, you gotta think about where you were, bro. Why would you go become a side character, bro? You're on the rise, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. I love the gauntlet idea, bro. The gauntlet, crazy.
The gauntlet is nuts. I don't like that. I don't like having to put this man through all of this.
I would have to be in the GOAT conversation.
So
I wanted
I
that
was like,
gauntlet.
I was like, what can make Bulldozer so dominant about just beat everybody in the same night? It's like just fucking going through it. It's like it's nothing.
Who eventually took the belt off of him and yours?
Who eventually got the
I
belt
kept
off
it.
of
I kept it from the Fatal 4-Way all the way to Blood, Sweat, and Tears until Big Time.
He went on a year-long run.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was trying to give Bulldozer like a Roman Reigns like reign. It's like no one can beat it.
Y'all both had me winning the Rumble. Y'all both had me winning the Rumble, but I don't like me winning the Rumble. I don't like me winning the Rumble.
Well, I don't know. Again, it depends on what your mindset is. You booked it as it was not the end of KBW. And so if it's not the end of KBW, I love that you booked yourself with the Native American Championship, especially the end with you and Paul Wall. I mean, that's a huge match for that title.
Well, I'm saying Big Time Bulldozer kind of wrote Cage off. Would you write yourself off like that?
No, man, I wouldn't write myself off. I would
we
want
wrote
to be
him off,
part of it.
But at the same time, like I was glorifying Bama Kid, right? Like he was Bama Kid.
I glorified him too. He won the Royal Rumble in mine.
Yeah, true.
I like doing the I Quit match and Bulldozer winning the I Quit match, right? And so that way, now it makes me and Jacob Storm, we go fuck off and we go do tag stuff for a hot minute. So we're not bothering anybody. Basically, it can be the same type of hiatus. I just go team with Jacob Storm for a hot minute until it's time for Cage to reemerge as a main eventer, you know?
I like your Renegade storyline and mine too. I just, because I do like the handicap match. I think that'd be cool to have a handicap match with them too.
Do you want to turn back babyface? Is that your goal at the end of all of this? You think it'd be time for you to babyface?
Probably so.
Because I also love down the line that me and you form a tag team and win the tag titles. I just love Cage and a.k.a. teaming up eventually. Yeah. I think that would be crazy, you know.
But because you had like I do like the storyline, you know, make the way to brass knuckles and all of that. But I still like the undertone too of T-Rex not really being all for it either. Like I really like that too. Like he like not being full.
Yeah, we can still do that.
Yeah. Like he's like conflicted about it more. Just have some T-Rex because
I'm trying to think. Let me think about.
Needs a little bit more development. Like he needs some type of personality. Like let's have him have something that he's like, you know,
conflicted about. Yeah.
Just so he's just not just kind of like there.
Yeah, but the real question is, does he get any better as a wrestler? Does he get any better in storylines and stuff? Like if he doesn't, then you don't advance him. You know, it's only a year's time.
I know, but at least one of those weekly matches. Probably won't be a pay-per-view match, obviously, but I would do like Victor Vic versus T-Rex as a match to see if they can both have a good match eventually.
And in this, like this is a what if, right? So we were doing a what if, and in my what if, KBW continues. In both of y'all had Big Time Mike win the belt at the end of the time, which I don't hate. You know why I don't hate it? Because I booked it in the fucking finale. Big Time did win the belt, but it happened. That's legit. That's written in stone. I'm doing a what if, so I'm like, okay, where do we go? Yeah. Keep going, you know. I did like it because I booked it.
We were starting from after the.
That's what I'm saying. We weren't. I didn't go all the way to the finale though. I just kept going like it. I'm thinking in my head.
The finale hasn't happened because with how we started it all.
Yeah, you know, it didn't happen. No. But you got at the end of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, your final thing. You have Big Time winning the belt.
Yeah, but
don't you?
Yes, but. Knowing that the finale,
because we booked through the finale, we booked like the lead up to I guess justify the end
to the finale. Yeah. No, I would have. In my head, I'm thinking, hey, screw college. We made enough money. Okay, let's keep this going. I will pay everybody, and we just keep this thing going and running for a year. You know, until the wheels fall off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's what I would think. So
we still got time.
Yeah, we do. I don't know now. I think Man, we're already 2 hours deep. I don't think we should try to book this out. I do like Bulldozer goes on a run. Bama Kid and Pac-Man do have some sort of feud. Big Time emerges as a main eventer. Pitbull and Great Dane eventually get the tag belts. We all had that. There's some sort of renegade breakup for sure. We all have that, right? So like all of that is good. All of that is coherent. All of that is I like. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on where we want to put it, who we want to make the baby faces and the heels out of all of that, and go from there. But I do like how all of us thought. I do think, God, I wish we had a time machine and we could just go back and
Where do you think
try this.
I knew it was like I knew I didn't like book it right where it made sense, but what do you think if it could make sense like the 6-way, like all of us in one?
I like a giant match like that. I just don't know. The ring would be too small.
I think it almost has to be like you almost have to have like 3 different stories in the 6 match.
Going into it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you got to have like people. I mean, you got to have like.
I knew in my head I wanted to put the big stars against each other that never wrestled. So like I have Big Time versus Dozer. I have Big Time versus Paul Wall. I do a Paul Wall versus AK match. I do a KAGE versus Dozer in a legitimate world title match. We never had that singles match. Yeah, I have a 4-way. Like I have a bunch of matches to where you like those main event. Like we can mix up that main event scene and sprinkle everybody in and give us newer, fresher matchups. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I think that's coherent in that. If we eventually got a ring, I think absolutely we do the 6-way match like that without a doubt, or like at least
2 trampolines
get a bigger get the one that Jason Walker and them had, the big giant square ring. We buy it and put ropes around it or something. That would have been cool.
That could have worked. Yeah,
that could have worked. You know what I'm saying? Something of that nature, but. Man, if only we had a time machine to fix all it. I like a lot of the stuff we got.
Because I do, like you said, I like the idea of you like having the one-on-ones, but I also do like the fact that like this the top like everybody that on like considered like the top KBW people all in the same time match. I like that as well. So.
It would be nuts, but also my brain would explode trying to plan that match out because I would want.
That's what I was trying to say, like when I was doing spots, but
my brain would explode.
Playing that match.
It's like, all right, we do 1v1.
It would take longer than that.
Yeah.
It'd also be an hour long for sure.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I thought you hit me with the also knockout be a crazy like thing happening.
I do think that's a cool thing. Yeah, I absolutely think that's a cool thing.
So
there's a lot of good stuff in that. There's a lot of good stuff in it, man. I think I'm happy. I like how everybody booked. I like it was fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. And there's some fun stories. Like I like AK's crazy beasting.
I wanted some type of like, because everything's serious. Like it will be a cool like under like a side thing going on. Like we can still have our behind the scenes bits, fun stuff we do. Like because I don't think the talk show's happening right now. So it'd just be cool to have something on the side to have something like
funny. Yeah.
Something
for sure.
funny to do. Yeah.
What do you think, Dozer, is your biggest things that happen in your stories?
In mine?
Yeah.
Oh, mine was just like if I had to put taglines like you said on Mike, it's just the build up of Bama Kid and the build up of Big Time Mike. That was the main 2 themes of mine, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate yours, those. I just think there's too many title changes. I think.
Yeah, I get it. But that's what I love though. How we were all like again so different yet so coherent at the same time, and
there's a lot of good threads in it.
In real time, we would have got together and weaved through all of this, and stuck with, a lot of it. That's and talked it out,
sift through everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big Time, I want to save your what if after the finale, and maybe we all do a what if after the finale, and come back and do a pod about it. This is now the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about it. I like it.
The next one will be 3 hours, folks. Hang on tight.
Just prepare, brother. And tell us what you would have done. Which lines you like the most, how you would have booked it. All of that in the comments. We want to know what you guys thought. Make sure if you like this content, remember KBW membership. 99 cents, $4.99, $9.99 or $19.99. All of those would help us tremendously. You can watch the Royal Rumble 3. You can watch the Royal Rumble 3 right now. Tell us what you thought of it. And we will see you guys next week on the KBW podcast. Thank you to my co-host for joining me. And thank y'all for watching. Peace.